fear has a very bad name, right? So right away you say, I'm afraid. The automatic response is, I gotta deal with my fear. I've got to get rid of my fear. I've got to stop being afraid. This fear is very uncomfortable. What am I going to do about it? And I think the first step is to recognize that fear is a normal and important human response to difficult conditions. You have to be friends with your fear. You have to accept your fear. In effect, you have to say that in times of fearful times, fear is part of my spiritual practice. I have to practice with my fear. Turn within themselves for a moment. Just be quiet and turn within themselves for a moment and feel the impulse of fearfulness, which I think we all are feeling right now. And then noticing very intimately and closely how right where that impulse exists in you, maybe it's in your belly. A lot of people feel fear in their stomach. Right where that impulse is, you can notice something in you wanting to run away or turn away. It's like a physiological reaction. Something in you wants to turn away. So you go to that place, you go to that feeling of here's the fear and here's the need to turn away from it. It's too uncomfortable. And you just take some breathing there and just breathe in that place and get yourself to calm down and feel like one more breath you can be there. You don't have to immediately run away. You can be there for one more breath. And in that way, you turn toward your fear. And you come to a feeling of, I can breathe this fear in. And when I exhale, I can find some peace on the exhale. Because every exhale is a letting go. Not a running away, but a letting go. So in this way, breath by breath, I can train myself to be flush with my fear and process it. It doesn't make it go away because the next moment after I exhale comes another moment of fear. But I can process this fear. I can get comfortable with it. I can admit to myself, yes, I'm afraid, and it makes sense to be afraid. The fear motivates me to take care, and that's good, but it also makes me uncomfortable. So let me see if I can find some comfort with this feeling of fear. So in that way, on a daily basis, maybe many times a day, you stop yourself, literally stop yourself. And you take some breaths and you conceive of yourself as slowly turning around from the running away to the facing the fear, breathing, facing, breathing. A few minutes of processing the fear. And in that way, you can be with your fear and you can overcome it. And you can say, okay, so fear is good. Fear is human. Ultimately, when we have a cultivation like this, we transform fear into compassion because you realize, oh, this is not just me being afraid. I'm the only one on the planet afraid. No, we're all afraid. In my own fear, I feel the fear of everyone else. So once you make peace with your own fear and have the capacity to cultivate your own fear, it's a very easy step from there to realizing that my fear is the fear that others are also feeling. And that's compassion.